Baby, be in love with your fantasies. I can be a star, make us shine so bright. Welcome to my dungeon, this is ecstasy. Let me play the fantasy.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Asia.
And it's your boy, BJ. And we back like we never left. Yeah, we back in the flesh, ready to jump into a new reaction. Appreciate you guys for taking time out of your busy day. Now, the title of this video is Robert F. Kennedy named second shooter who killed his father with Sirhan. That's right, because the H is silent.
Yeah.
Okay. And this video was actually sent from one of our loyal supporters. This was actually after we did the documentary about JFK. And this is about Robert F. Kennedy, which is actually the son of John F. Kennedy's brother.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think we had it mixed up the last time we did it. We were talking about, boy, these Kennedys, they just hit a streak of bad luck.
Yes.
If you ask me, like, there was just some bad things happening with the Kennedys. I wonder why.
A lot of question marks.
I'm definitely curious. Like, having seen this title, it made me wonder, like, what is it about the Kennedys? Like, I just think that's just so ironic that two really huge leaders in, like, the political party were assassinated. Mm-hmm. I just don't think that that's a coincidence. I don't know. Like, it's just really weird to me. Yeah, so I want to hear this story. I want to hear this interview. If you are new here, make sure you like and comment, subscribe. Let's jump into this video.
All right, let's check it out.
Okay, so let's fast forward to 1968. You're 14 years old at the time, and you're in boarding school at the Georgetown Preparatory School in Maryland. Your father, Bobby Kennedy, is running for the presidential nomination with the Democrats. And during this process, on June 5th, 1968, he was at the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles. As he was leaving the ballroom, he decided to go through the kitchen. And I guess his bodyguard, FBI agent Bill Barry, told him to avoid the kitchen because it was very crowded. As he was going through, shaking hands with everyone, a 24-year-old Palestinian man named Sirhan shot him with a .22 caliber revolver. He was hit 3 times. 5 other people were wounded as well.
Wow.
When you found out that your dad had gotten killed, what went through your mind?
Well, first of all, I would dispute that description of what happened.
Okay.
I don't believe that Sirhan's bullets ever hit my father.
Okay.
And neither did the coroner, Thomas Noguchi, who is probably the most famous coroner in American history, who did an autopsy that is known as the perfect autopsy. He actually flew in the chief coroners of all the every branch of the military service to sit in the surgery theater to watch what he did because he knew what had happened in Dallas. And he didn't want to repeat. And what he found, Sirhan had 8 shots. He had a .22 revolver, or 8 shots in it. And he fired 2 shots at my father. One of those shots hit Paul Schrade, who was the UAW, the United Auto Workers deputy chief. There was only 2 unions that supported my father, the United Auto Workers and Cesar Chavez Union. And Paul Schrade had recruited Cesar Chavez to the United Farm Workers, so he was very close to my dad. He got shot in the head.
Damn.
And he was okay. And, he actually died 1.5 years ago and spent the last 20 years of his life trying to get Sirhan out of prison, the man who shot him.
Wow.
Why would he try to get him out of prison? Damn.
Yeah. Why would he try to get him out?
If somebody shot me, there's no way I would be advocating for them to get out of prison.
Unless they didn't do it,
anything like that.
Unless they really didn't do it. That's not. I mean, I guess he said he shot him. He said he shot him.
That's what he said.
So maybe he has a heart of forgiveness. I don't know.
Very possible.
And out of prison, the man who shot him. The other shot went past my father's head and hit a door jamb behind him, and it was later removed by the LAPD. It was dug out of the door jamb. The whole door jamb was removed. He was then pounced upon by 6 men, including Rivera Johnson, who was the 1960 decathlon champion, gold medal Olympian, one of my father's closest friends, and Rosie Greer, who was one of the, fearsome foursome, who had been a bodyguard for my dad. He was, one of the most famous football players of his time. And 4 other people, including the guy who was the director or the concierge of the Ambassador Hotel, and they pounced on him. They took his hand and pointed away from my father, so they pointed the opposite direction. Rivera Johnson later told me that he tried to get the gun out of Sirhan's hand, but Sirhan had superhuman strength. He's a little tiny man. When I've met him.
5'5", I think.
Yeah, he's tiny, but he couldn't. This big, Rivera is like 6'4" and solid muscle. He could not get and you had a professional lineman from the Oakland Raiders there that day. And they couldn't get it. So he fires 6 more shots in the opposite direction and empties the chamber of his gun.
Damn.
He's always in front of my father, by the way. My father, he's sitting with his back to a steam table, and they bent him over the steam table. And he fired the bullets this way. As you pointed out, those bullets each hit people.
Damn.
So 5 people, one of them got hit twice. So if you just do the math, my father got shot 4 times from behind, and he only hit 8 bullets in his gun. He didn't reload. We know what happened to the first 2, and we know what happened to the second 6. We know what happened to every one of those bullets. My father was killed from behind. He was shot 4 times. One of the shots went harmlessly through the shoulder pad of his suit. The other 3 were fatal or potentially fatal. And one of them was right behind his ear. All of them were contact shots. That's what Thomas Noguchi found, meaning the barrel of the gun was either touching his skin or his clothing and was and left a carbon tattoo, or was close enough, within an inch, close enough to leave a carbon tattoo.
What?
And
So if somebody's holding Sirhan's hand and he's shooting behind him, then it would have to be somebody else shooting.
It's somebody that was behind him.
Literally somebody else shooting.
And they would have had to been really close because he said an inch, like
If it's a contact,
yeah, which means I'm assuming that would be something left behind, like the residual from like the power of the gun.
not the gunpowder, or it's close enough that it's actually touching your skin when it went off.
Right.
close enough to leave a carbon tattoo. And the gun was being held at an upward angle. So he was shot from behind by somebody who was standing behind him with the gun pressed between the 2 of them and firing. And that man was almost certainly Eugene Thane Cesar, who was a security guard who had been hired the day before. So they already knew when he got the job, he already knew my father was going to be at that hotel. His full-time job was at the Lockheed plant. And before that, he had worked at another defense plant, which was Howard Hughes' company. And he had top security classifications at that plant. Lisa Pease, who's a researcher, has found documents where he self-identifies as a CIA agent. He ended up leaving the country. He was very outspoken against my father. He believed that my father...
outspoken about his father, but they hired him as the security?
As security.
Are you freaking kidding me?
And not even that, but the day before, too.
Right. That's weird.
It just feels like there's like a vendetta, like you said at the beginning before we even got into the video, that it just feels like there was a vendetta out against the Kennedys to try to wipe out as many of them as they could.
Outspoken against my father. He believed that my father would start a race war, and my father would put blacks in charge of the country, and he hated blacks. And he ended up leaving the country. He died about 1.5 years ago in the Philippines. Before he died, I tried to go over there and interview him. He originally said that it would cost me $10,000, but he would do it. And then when I got close to going, he said it's going to be 15. And then a day before I left, he said it's going to be 25,000. So then I thought he's playing a game.
Yeah.
And I ended up not going. But I can't prove that my father was killed by the CIA, but there's a lot of circumstantial evidence. And then, there's a lot of other circumstantial evidence, and particularly with Sirhan's background and his trial, there's a lot of, and the cover-up. There was a lot of agency involvement.
Ooh, he said a lot of agency involvement. As soon as he said that word, that 3-letter, as soon as he said that those 3 letters, when he said CIA, I was just like, again. And then again, like I said, for him to have like this account that it was 2 people, and then for that to be confirmed by someone that's a pathologist, someone that does autopsies, that's probably like one of the best autopsy people that can do it, like pretty much in the world.
Yeah, but you heard what he said. He came because he saw what happened in Dallas.
Right. He didn't want the same thing to happen here.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, well, that was to me emphasis that we all know what happened in Dallas. At least we all think, some of us, that there was a cover up.
Yeah, if anything, if anything, he just wanted to have that full disclosure.
I'm trying to choose my words carefully, but I mean,
yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
There were some questionable things that took place in Dallas, to say the least. Like, so whatever the story is, there were a lot of
autopsy.
Yeah, a lot in terms, especially with the autopsy. But wow, I just want to know why they never. So what? Like, so, and I don't know more or as much as I have like looked into JFK about RFK. Yeah. But I'm curious to know like how soon they were like, okay, yeah, he shot him. That's it. Close the case. Done. We saw.
Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah. Because that's kind of what I feel like they did with JFK. It was like, okay, that's what they said happened. We all saw what happened. That was what happened. And we going to keep it at that. And that's it. Period.
Because JFK died in 1963. This was 1968, so like 5 years, and his dad was running for presidential office too with the Democratic Party.
So why didn't anybody question it? I'm just saying, like, that's what I mean, why didn't anybody question it? They all saw that the gun was pointing in the opposite direction, and he was shot from behind, and then the autopsy said what it said. Then nobody asked questions. Like, nobody was like, okay, well, maybe we need to look at the tape, or I don't know. I mean, there was more people there to testify about exactly what actually had taken place. So I'm just curious as to why
nobody else said that there was a second shooter. Why didn't nobody else say that he got shot from behind?
And maybe they did. I guess he didn't say that. I'm just saying. I wonder why. Yeah, how did this investigation close?
Got you. Yeah. Yeah, I would need more information about that. I know that I'm pretty sure that this was investigated too, as well. But like I said, it just seems like it seemed like it was like a dark cloud just hanging over their head as far as JFK, just the Kennedys, period. Yeah. For them just to have this bad luck in regards to like politics and people not wanting to see them alive.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking in the comments of this video. It says, just like Oswald in Dallas, Sirhan was merely a scapegoat, someone they could blame instead of blaming who was actually guilty, the CIA. Yeah. So you think that? Okay. Well, I just want to know, who's this guy? Why did they put him there? Where did he? I mean, obviously we now know what his hatred is for RFK. Like, who put him there? Who assigned him to that position? And it's almost like, even though he was going to go through the kitchen, like almost everything he just said, I'm just kind of playing it in my head. Mm-hmm. Like, no, don't go through the kitchen because we can't do it there. Let's take him through the, like almost as if this was set up.
Like premeditated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then another thing that he said that the security guard was hired the day before.
That is very odd.
And then for him to already have some type of vendetta against the Kennedys as far as him being a racist and saying the things that he said.
And why would you put somebody like that in place to do something like that?
That raises some red flags too as well.
Absolutely, it does.
And again, like I said, it just seems like everything leads back to the CIA, and it's just like I need more information about that. Not just that, but just in regards to like these files that are getting ready to get dropped, like all these documents that are going to be released about the CIA. Like I feel like some of those things are going to uncover the truth. You're going to get a lot of information when that stuff come out.
I wonder.
I guarantee it.
Yeah. I wonder if the same person that was in charge of like the CIA. I would have to go back and look. I would just be curious who was in charge of the CIA when JFK was in office and when RFK was in office. Like, are those the same people?
Good question.
The same party of people that were kind of in that whole little loop of people that were running the CIA at the time. But now I want to go down the RFK rabbit hole too. That makes me very curious.
Right.
Hearing this story. Right. That's crazy.
Because again, like I said, he was running for president.
Man,
with
poor
the Democratic
guy.
Party, and it's like
he was only 14.
Why him?
Yeah, 14. Wow. All right. So yeah, y'all chime in. Let us know what y'all think about this in the comment section. I'm just curious to know what other people thought, and give me some references to go look at because I want to see more. I want to know more. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, give us a big thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, smash the notification bell so you don't miss any videos from Asian BJ. And if ain't nobody else told you today, I love you. Hug somebody. And we gonna see y'all in the next video, y'all.
Absolutely.